I hope it's not a surprise to anyone that I am a big fan of Zack Snyder's work. That man puts a lot of emphasis on visual storytelling that it's literally insane how much Zack Snyder can sometimes give away the quality of storytelling just for a badass visual shot that makes no sense in the context of plot. But in the context of visuals, it makes as much sense as the earth is round. But, you know what? If you would screenshot one random frame from one of Zack Snyder's motion pictures, just one, you get a background picture for your device. Like 100%. And for that, I will be eternally grateful to Mr. Zack Snyder for that. But that's not, the only reason why I am a big fan of Zack Snyder. His DC Extended Universe films are all in my top 5. I love Man of Steel. Batman vs. Superman I also loved. When many critics found it controversial to even like it, I was the one that stood by that movie, and I will continue to do so till this day. And in fact, I'm very disappointed that perhaps the rebooted DCU slate might not retain the same tone of Batman vs. Superman, nor Man of Steel, or Zack Snyder's 4-hour Justice League cut, which is kind of almost equivalent to watching 4 hours of the Lord of the Rings Return of the King extended edition. I wish that, movies like that are longer. I really do. So, yeah, I found Justice League to be that enjoyable because of Zack Snyder's, brilliant screenplay and visuals for those characters. Which is why you shouldn't be surprised if I find the idea of Zack Snyder helming a project to be very exciting. And Rebel Moon, which we don't really know much about, is one of those projects, directed by the man and legend himself. So anyway, Rebel Moon, from what we know, is a Netflix original film that is supposed to come out on the 22nd of December this year. The description for that is as follows. When a colony on the edge of the galaxy finds itself threatened by the armies of the tyrannical Regent Balisarius, they dispatch a young woman with a mysterious past to seek out warriors from neighbouring planets to help them take a stand. Okay, so that is the description that I just read. Now, as if that Star Wars, because you know how they mentioned taking a stand parallels the rebellion from The New Hope. If that parodied plot wasn't sufficient enough to evoke your interest in that movie, well, maybe, having your first look at it might get you very excited. It sure got me excited, because when Zack Snyder dropped some new footage at Netflix Tadoon convention, and let me just say that the budget level looks very high for this movie. And it's crystal clear that Zack Snyder can do science fiction and is very acquainted with the prospect of edge of galaxies locations, as we got to behold a long time ago in Man of Steel. So you know what? While I wasn't thrilled with his last feature film, Army of the Dead, even though it incorporated some interesting concepts, including this for Army of the Dead, it implied that there was some time paradox that I don't think is going to get explored until the Army of the Dead sequel, if ever is going to be one. I hope there is, but, I kind of didn't enjoy Army of the Dead as much as other people did. I still enjoyed it to some degree, but I don't think it was as well written as opposed to Zack Snyder's other movies. So, I'm kind of half skeptic and half very excited for Zack Snyder's new Rebel Moon feature. And you know what? Let me just go back a bit. Army of the Dead might just be one spoiled yellow apple in a basket of mostly shiny green ones. Because The bottom line is, Rebel Moon looks epic, and it seems to even have a vast scale as well, as a movie should. The question I have for you, though, is what do you think about the notion of Rebel Moon directed by Zack Snyder? Have you watched the new footage for it? If so, what did you think about it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Are you even a fan of Zack Snyder to begin with? Whatever your valuable insights are, share them with me in the comments section below, or perhaps reach out to us through our Twitter inbox at Cinema Courtroom.